Mississippi Outdoors is sponsored in part by Van's Deer Processing and Sporting Goods.
Riding through the bayou, headed for the sky blue, back out on the trail again and again. Hiking and hunting and fishing the land, time is time well spent. We'll take you to the Delta, to the gray and white shores. There's so much to see and do, Mississippi Outdoors, the great outdoors. Mississippi Outdoors, the great outdoors.
Welcome to Mississippi Outdoors. I'm Amanda Mills.
And I'm Kevin Meacham. Thanks for joining us.
In our first story, we're headed to Simpson County.
The Outdoors crew is chasing turkeys on this fine spring morning.
Let's go.
Today on Mississippi Outdoors, we're down in Simpson County, and we're going after turkeys with Sheriff Paul Mullins.
Yes. We were in here last week. The bird landed. We could have shot him right then, but we wouldn't really had enough footage. It would have been over with within 10 seconds. So we elected to let him just go. And then we come back in here today on this good morning and crisp. And the jakes flew down. We got them coming out of the slough right here in the Strong River bottom swamp. And he flew down at the end and walked towards the decoy, and we were just fortunate enough to make the shot, and thank the good Lord for the blessings he gives us to hunt. And I'm just glad that we're out here on a good crisp morning and enjoying the outdoors and loving what we do. She run her down in. What you think?
He's out there.
I can't get in.
He's looking this way, Charlie. I think he's coming. Oh. He's coming.
right. Well, Charlie Bob, I didn't think it was gonna come together this morning.
Oh my gosh.
Man, it all come together. Nice mature bird. Yeah.
Dave.
You know, we first got in here this morning, he come up, was strutting out in the field, was way too far, and then the hens, he gobbled, and the hens come to him, and then we were sitting here talking about we had to get ready to go to church, and he disappeared. I made a few more calls. I said, he may try to circle back, and he did. He was just a little too far.
He come right out of that sage.
He went right back to the same area and started strutting again, and then we was getting close to crunch time to having to get out of here and get to church. And I called, and finally he turned around. He couldn't stand it, and he come on in here, and we was able to get it done. Another fine morning on the Strong River, awesome. And it's just awesome to be out here and enjoy all the things that we've been blessed by the good Lord to give us.
Oh gosh, absolutely. That's a fine bird, Paul. I'm with you. I had no idea it was gonna happen this morning. When he come through the first time, or the second time, and he started going to those other hens, I had no idea he was gonna turn, but.
I didn't either.
Paul, excellent bird, great morning.
Awesome morning. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Practice makes perfect. Enjoy our whole range of options.
In our next story, we're headed to the Ross Barnett Reservoir.
I'm going crappie fishing with Mr. Joe Ashley to learn a new thing or two. They destroy it.
There you go. Good fish.
Real good fish. Nah, we're getting somewhere.
They're starting to look better.
This morning we're here in Madison, Mississippi, and we're gonna fish with Mr. Joe Ashley on the Ross Barnett and catch some crappie. So Scooter and the guys were telling me you've been hitting them pretty good.
It's been good the last few days with the wind being calm, but
yeah.
you know, as today we see we got east wind, but
which isn't the favorite for fishing.
No, isn't the favorite for fishing, but I believe we're gonna catch them.
So we're gonna use some live scope.
Live scope, the way we're gonna start out the morning.
Okay.
If that don't work out, we'll go into long lining.
All right, good deal.
Just one little top, but it's mainly stumps. See, that's like 70 feet. You know, 70 feet, you take it and just, you zoom till you find one. It's showing a few fish, but a lot of this stuff here, that's bait fish.
Okay. So if we see a fish on there, what we're looking for?
We're going
the bigger.
Yeah, bigger. That's a fish. And when I get it in to where I go, and I'll back it down to
closer.
40 feet, which is a lot better picture. Right about 20 is where I like to get, and when you pitch about 18. So you're normally, you're gonna be pitching in and looking at your jig on this side of the screen, because you can't reach out there. Maybe after the sun comes up, the
and wind to
die down a little bit. Oh, oh, oh.
That's a fish right there?
Yeah, that was a fish. Small, but still a fish.
Whoa, where'd you get that one?
It was holding on to my jig.
Man.
That's a small crappie.
Well, we're gonna make a move. It's pretty windy this morning.
We'll see what the
try over there along that bank somewhere.
What the depth water is. If it's too shallow, we're gonna go get behind that island. look small, but be a start anyway. Now, that don't look terrible. Oh, I got a buddy that said if he's bigger than a butter bean, he said you can eat him.
Hey, oh. I'm talking about a little real small. That's that butter bean one you're talking about?
Fish of the day. Not what we're after.
All right, so we're gonna go across the lake on the east side?
We're gonna go up the side of Natchez Tracing and go across by the channel marker poles.
Okay.
Always make sure it sticks in your fingernail. If it don't stick in your fingernail, it won't stick in a fish.
There you go.
Really to the point, if they don't bite, I like to run upriver. See if I can put that jig on him. Look, he's coming up. He's coming up. But he did not want it.
There you go, look at that.
A catfish, wouldn't you know it? Not what we after.
I mean, you put that jig right in front of that fish's mouth. It's like putting a Cheeto in front of me. It ain't safe, you know?
It ain't safe, is it?
Now, if it's at the end of the boat, I probably won't get up and go get it. But if you bring that Cheeto over here and you just kind of drop it right there, it's in trouble.
You gotta have it.
Yeah. Well, we went upriver to fish for a little bit, and the wind finally died down. So now we're out in the big lake, and we're in an area they call Clear Lake. And we got a brush top we're trying to get on and see if we can catch some.
Right over there?
Yeah, right over there.
The jig between my thumb, the other between that. I'm gonna take it.
Oh.
1, 2, and then you run it through.
Gotcha.
And it'll pull down. And you got a created swivel. Not big. But it's a fish.
Yep, where there's smoke, there's fire.
We're gonna give him back though. He's a little small, Kevin.
There we go.
Drag him to the side, okay? There you go. Just where's the big fish? Not a monster.
You wanna swing him back? I'll put him in here.
I'm gonna get him up. I say truly not the big boys, but this is a start. The wind calmed is the best thing. Just don't got much size to them.
I got one. This one feels a little bigger.
There you go.
Catfish.
Catfish.
No wonder.
Catfish capital.
There you go.
I could have watched him come up. And the bigger fish are definitely holding to the bottom. Trying to get right. There you go. I see you now. You got one coming up towards you right there. Oh, I seen him hit it. Oh, look, and he let go. Oh, that's a better fish. Hit mark on that, where it says mark.
And then what, just mark?
You just mark it and it'll do its own thing. Oh, got him.
A little bit bigger.
Yeah. Eventually might get there. Oh, you got one right way out there. I'm talking about.
Oh, good now.
Talking. We're getting some fish, Kevin.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
You done caught all the little ones, got them out of the way.
Yeah. Woo. I can already hear the grease popping.
Heck yeah. Woo! Get the dip net, Kevin.
Where's the nail guy? Hold on, let me get it right here. Right on your feet. Bring him.
Oh, that's a good fish.
Real good fish.
That's the one we've been after right there.
Oh yeah. Oh, hung up a little bit.
Now
we're getting somewhere.
they're starting to look better. Crappie.
There you
Like
go.
right there, that's decent.
Swap spots with you. You put a same size skirt or bigger skirt?
A what?
You fishing?
Oh, I put a regular jig. Oh, no, I used a rubber tube on the other side.
Oh, let's see, over here? Over here?
I'm behind you.
Oh.
I think it was all a matter of the wind dying.
Definitely been better.
It definitely.
Come on, no, that's a good one.
There you go, catfish. No, look at him. Go ahead.
Got him. Perfect weather. I mean, it's a little windy this morning, but now it's, I mean, you couldn't ask for better. Just a little breeze.
Little breeze, not too hot.
Yeah, a little overcast, a little bit of thin cloud. And so, you know, everybody likes to crappie fish February, March, and April, but here we are middle of May, and they're still biting really good. And you find some structure, you can find some fish. You know, we're fishing anywhere from 8 to 12 foot of water. Can you see it on the screen?
Oh, yeah.
See, we've been fishing on both sides of this stump here, and you can see the fish swimming in and out of it. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Now watch.
Watch the jig go down in it.
See the jig just drop down?
Tell the fish to bite.
There we go.
Kevin.
That's how it's done
That's
right
how
there.
it's done.
Live scope 101. Ho, ho, ho. So I was on the left side of the stump.
Yep.
And you're on the right side.
Well, we both threw in about the same.
That's
Look,
a good one.
there you go. He's coming up. It's a good fish. That's a good fish, Kevin.
Man.
And that fish was not even on the stump. He was out from it.
There you go.
That big. But he did bite. That's the main thing. We've seen bigger.
There we go.
There he goes. Get him, Kevin.
Man. Another one on the old B&M crappie pole. That's old male right there, isn't it?
It is a male.
Yep.
He's down there on the bed, I believe.
I mean, barely hit it, just barely tapped it.
Pole is sensitive, I guess.
Real sensitive, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He messed up. That was that new color I put on.
Isn't that something?
There you go.
Another one. Old crappie.
Oh my goodness. Do it, Kevin. Put him in the boat. Woo! That's what we come here for. Did we not find that on our own?
I mean, dropped it down and hit it. Oh,
There he is.
I got one too.
Better get the dip net. Woo!
Man,
I'm scared he might break the line. Oh yeah.
I tell you what, it's been awesome, man.
Woo!
Oh, you got me beat.
A little bit of wind to start off with, but it's turned out pretty good.
2 Ross Barnett slabs right there.
There you go. This is what we come for.
Mr. Joe, we sure appreciate the fishing trip today.
Glad y'all
It's
came.
been awesome, I tell you
It's
what.
really been fun.
We even got something to throw in the grease later
There
on.
you go. Get scared some
That's the
more.
best part of it. Ross Barnett here in Madison, Rankin County, Mississippi.
Good part of fishing.
Yep.
With the wind. You want this?
Man.
All the matter of the wind dying.
Definitely been better.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, that's all the time we have for this week. Thanks for sharing your time with us as we continue taking part in this great sport of hunting and fishing in Mississippi.
Join us again next time for more exciting adventures. Until then, I'm Amanda Mills.
And I'm Kevin Meacham.
See ya outdoors.
Riding through the bayou, headed for the sky blue, back out on the trail again and again. Hiking and hunting and fishing the land, time is time well spent.